Hey, welcome in. You're listening to the daily version of the Cortland Economics Report. I'm Al Cortland. Appreciate you joining me. This audio is being produced exclusively for our friends at Kitco, as we try and do every single day. Got my buddy Trader Raj with me right now. I want to say that Roger has been accurate in the past in many of his comments, and I don't see that as changing. This guy is pretty bright, so keep that in mind as you're listening to what he has to say. We've got a very interesting day in the gold markets right now, and specifically, I guess what I'm talking about is the fact that we're down almost $100 right now, according to Kitco. Specifically, gold is down right now $67.90. Silver also is down significantly, $2.51. Find that to be interesting. Crude oil is going down a little bit, also 105.64 for West Texas right now. The thing that I find interesting about precious metals markets right now is I think that it is very, very simple as to why price of the metals are going down. First of all, you've got some profit taking. The metals have gone up significantly in the very short past, and I think you've got significant profit taking going on right now. Also, some of the comments that came out earlier today, I think, were very, very pessimistic for gold in the short term. Number one, the loan situation in Europe, which I was alerted to before I even got out of bed this morning by one of our listeners, is certainly playing a role there. Secondly, and this sounds a little simplistic, but Warren Buffett came out and he said in his annual letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders, quote, "Today the world's gold stock is about 170,000 metric tons. If all of this gold were melded together, it would form a cube of about 68 feet per side." He basically is saying that gold is not an investment, it's a speculation, and doesn't belong in an investor's portfolio. Mr. Buffett is an incredibly successful man. He is, I'm sure, a very astute individual. He knows how to play his cards right. But I have to tell you, Big Al disagrees completely. He apparently doesn't believe in diversification as I do. Trader Raj, what do you think is going on right now, buddy?
Well, to look at the markets right now, I'm looking at real-time charts. Okay, they're running in front of me. April gold right now, most active, $1,720. The low is 1708, which is support, which we kind of expected. It's come back a little bit. The high that we today was 1792. The opening was at 1786. What we're seeing right now is, number one, it's end of the month. Number two, we're seeing a reaction to some of these things in the news and on television. Bernanke was on today. And in addition to that, this long-term refinancing thing in Europe, I think, had a major impact because it was a big deal. Number one, because Europe's in trouble, bad trouble. Number two, it shows scary tactics on the part of the European Central Bank having to loan $520 billion for 3 years at 1%. I mean, That's just about a giveaway.
Yeah.
That means that these banks are puckered up, they have no liquidity, and they've got these old loans and debts to pay off. So the money is going from one pocket to the other, and it's all smoke and mirrors. There's nothing behind it. So it's pretty scary. But what it does, it rattles the trees, and some of these markets react instantly, especially the smaller markets like gold and silver, relative to the big credit and bond markets. Silver today for May is 34.80. It is above that 34.48 key support level by about 32 cents as we speak. So I'm not really worried about silver right now. In fact, when it gets back going again, I think you're going to run to 38 in a flash. Also, the currencies today, Canadian is holding nicely. In fact, it's up at 101. That's a commodity currency, so that means commodities are firm and will go up. And that means gold and silver and oil. Oil did back off from 109 back to 106, but it's it's on a support now at about 106.5, even though the price is a little under that at 105.22. Grains are up, so generally the commodity space is rising all over, but this is what we would call an intermediate correction. We're looking for a stock market correction between the 10th and 20th of March. You'll notice that the big stocks to date really were not affected that much because those markets are propped. So don't panic, please, you gold and silver people. This is just a pullback, profit taking. It's end of the month and about 6 other reasons. It's going to turn around and go back up. It looks like now our support is 1708, which is strong. We are still looking for $1,923 as a high for the first half of this year.
Okay, and lastly, I want to say, remember, keep diversifying. You know, this isn't investment advice, but this is just a common sense opinion in my humble opinion. There's a little play on words there. Diversification is really important, and in terms of diversifying, precious metals, gold and silver, are a really, really, I think, effective way to do that, and they certainly are a very important part of Big Al and the Little Blonde Lady's portfolio. We're going to be back with you guys tomorrow.